Welcome to a journey of self-discovery and empowerment. This book is an invitation to explore the depths of fear, a universal emotion that binds us yet often holds us back from achieving greatness. Whether you realize it or not, fear influences many aspects of our lives, from our relationships to our career choices and even our self-worth. So it's time to transform these limitations into springboards for growth. Imagine a life where fear operates not as a barrier, but as a step towards achieving your utmost potential. The path to conquering fear is unique to each of us, yet the principles that guide this journey are universal. Here you'll find tools and techniques rooted in psychology, mindfulness, and personal development to support this transformative process. While the road may seem daunting, it's also rich with opportunities for learning and self improvement. Fear is not an enemy, rather, it is a powerful teacher capable of unveiling strength and courage that you might not even know you possess. Expect this book to serve as a supportive guide, offering insights and practical strategies crafted to spark real change. We're diving deep into understanding fear, breaking it apart to see the intricate details that make it what it is and how they affect your life. Armed with this knowledge, you'll be better equipped to dismantle those limiting beliefs that have stood in your way. You will encounter stories of those who've conquered their fears and emerged resilient, offering proof that transformation is not only possible but attainable. So let this be the beginning of a transformative journey. Embrace the vulnerability, but also the strength that comes with confronting fear head on. Together, we'll unlock doors to personal and professional success that you might have once thought were forever closed. Let this exploration mark the start of a bold, fearless future. Chapter 1: Understanding Fear. In a world brimming with opportunities and uncertainties, fear often stands as the silent gatekeeper, delineating the boundaries of our comfort zones. This enigmatic companion has been a part of human experience for centuries, serving vital roles from self preservation to deep introspection. Yet, for those on the path of self improvement, understanding fear is fundamental to transcending its limitations and unlocking true potential. Fear, at its core, is a natural response that signals caution. It's like a guardian alerting us to potential dangers and urging survival. However, in today's world where threats are rarely life threatening predators, fear oftentimes manifests in more subtle ways, whispering doubts about our ambitions or cautioning against vulnerability. It becomes essential, therefore, to discern when fear is protecting us and when it is holding us back from growth. When fear morphs into an obstacle rather than an ally, it becomes imperative to address it with both curiosity and compassion. Acknowledging the roots of fear requires an exploration beyond the immediate triggers. Every fear carries a shadow of past experiences, sometimes buried within the subconscious, shaping perceptions and reactions. The science tells us that fear originates in the amygdala, the brain's alarm system, processing emotional responses even before we're fully aware. Understanding this pathway is empowering. It provides a glimpse into why certain situations evoke fear and helps to dismantle the paralyzing grip it can have on our lives. To truly demystify fear, one must embrace its presence with open curiosity. When approached with a willingness to understand, fear reveals itself as a powerful teacher. It uncovers personal boundaries that yearn to be expanded and awakens the courageous spirit within. It challenges us to ask meaningful questions. What am I truly afraid of? What is the worst that could happen? By engaging with these questions, we begin to unravel the tapestry of our fears, thread by thread. Of course, distinguishing between rational and irrational fears is a vital part of this journey. Rational fears ground us in reality, prompting prudent actions. Irrational fears, on the other hand, are often exaggerated shadows that need the light of examination. The task is to untangle these threads and reweave them with purpose and clarity, transforming fear into a courageous force for change. In embarking on this journey of understanding, patience is our steadfast companion. Fear doesn't dissolve overnight, it takes time and intention. The process, however, is richly rewarding. With each layer of fear peeled away, a new sense of freedom is revealed, a liberation that fuels personal and professional success. In this space, fear no longer confines, but instead catalyzes a more profound connection with the self and the surrounding world. What is fear? Fear, at its very core, is an ancient emotion deeply rooted in our survival instincts. It's a sensation we've inherited from generations past, designed to keep us safe from harm and prepare us to react to potential dangers. But fear isn't just an isolated emotion, it plays a pivotal role in shaping our experiences and responses to the world around us. It can simultaneously be both a protective ally and a formidable adversary capable of either safeguarding our survival or imprisoning our potential. The feeling of fear often manifests as a complex interplay between our mind and body. When confronted with a perceived threat, our body automatically switches into fight or flight mode, flooding our system with adrenaline and other stress hormones. This physiological response sharpens our senses, elevates our heart rate, and primes our muscles for action. Yet, it's not just physical changes, fear also influences our thoughts, often narrowing our focus on impending dangers and potential losses. On a psychological level, fear can distort reality, influencing how we perceive and interact with our surroundings. It has the power to magnify challenges and blind us to opportunities, often rendering us incapable of acting in our best interest. It's not uncommon for fear to masquerade as hesitation or doubt, subtly undermining our self confidence and inserting a layer of self imposed limitations that confine us to our comfort zones. However, it's important to note that fear itself is not inherently negative. It becomes detrimental only when it overpowers our capacity to take bold steps, restricting us from reaching beyond our familiar boundaries. By shifting the lens through which we view fear, we can begin to understand it not as a barrier, but as a catalyst for growth and transformation. Recognizing fear as a signal that we're venturing into uncharted territory is the first step toward harnessing its energy for personal development. Understanding fear also involves acknowledging its different forms and intensities. While some fears are immediate and tangible, like the fear of falling or facing an aggressive animal, others are more abstract. These might include fears of failure, rejection, or the unknown, which, though not directly life threatening, can paralyze our ambitions and desires. Each form carries its unique fingerprint, affecting individuals in distinct ways and requiring varied approaches for resolution. For many, the challenge lies in differentiating between rational and irrational fears. Rational fears, like those concerning safety in dangerous situations, have a legitimate basis and can inform wise decision making. On the other hand, irrational fears are often products of the mind's creativity, frequently lacking a concrete foundation yet wielding considerable influence over our actions. Through conscious awareness and introspection, we can learn to identify these unfounded fears and mitigate their hold on our lives. Embracing and understanding our fears also invites us to dive into the depths of our conditioning and past experiences. Whether it stems from childhood narratives, societal expectations, or past traumas, fear often mirrors our journey through life. By peeling back the layers and questioning the origins of our fears, we can uncover insights that pave the way for healing and liberation. Fear is also a conduit for uncovering hidden strengths and resilience. It's a teacher, albeit an uncomfortable one, that nudges us to face our limitations head on and confront the stories we've told ourselves. In learning to dance with fear, rather than wrestle against it, we open the door to new facets of our identity and untapped reservoirs of courage. By seeing fear as an opportunity to grow, we can cultivate a mindset that is as dynamic as the challenges we encounter. Ultimately, the journey to understanding fear is a journey of compromise. It requires balancing the instincts that fear instills with the aspirations that propel us forward. It involves listening to our fears without being dictated by them, acknowledging their presence while choosing to act in accordance with our highest good. In doing so, we reclaim our power, transforming fear from an immobilizing force into a catalyst for empowerment and achievement. In the end, fear is an integral part of the human experience. It underscores the areas in which we hold the most potential for expansion and self-actualization. By exploring the depths of what fear truly is, we demystify its hold over us and begin to see it as a guiding star on the path to unlocking our fullest potential. This understanding lays the foundation for the chapters to come, where we'll delve deeper into the science behind fear and strategies to transform it into courage. The science behind fear. Fear, it's more than just that tingling sensation in the pit of your stomach when you're about to speak in public or the sweat gathering on your palms as you stand at the edge of a high cliff. Fear is an intricate biological response, finely tuned over millennia, designed to keep us safe from harm. It's a deeply embedded reflex that has guided human evolution, sharpening our instincts and heightening our senses in the face of danger. Yet in today's world, understanding the cascade of events that constitute this emotion is pivotal to transforming fear into a catalyst for growth. At the core of the fear response lies the amygdala, a pair of small almond shaped clusters of nuclei located deep within the brain's medial temporal lobe. This is our brain's fear center, responsible for detecting threats and preparing our bodies to respond. When an immediate danger is sensed, be it real or perceived, the amygdala initiates a chain reaction, flooding your system with hormones like adrenaline and cortisol. These stress hormones churn through your bloodstream, mobilizing energy and focus, readying your body for the quintessential fight or flight response. Have you ever wondered why your heart races and your muscles tense when confronted with a startling event? This reaction isn't just coincidental, it's grounded in necessity. Fear sharpens your mental acuity, helping you process information more rapidly, allowing you to make split-second decisions that could mean the difference between life and death. In essence, fear is a survival mechanism, an ancient tool that's designed to protect us. However, it doesn't always discern between a genuine threat and an imagined one, sometimes rendering us paralyzed in situations where no real danger exists. Interestingly, fear isn't solely a product of the amygdala. The prefrontal cortex, often considered the brain's command center, also plays a crucial role. It's involved in evaluating the potential dangers that lie ahead and deciding whether the fear response triggered by the amygdala is justified. This part of the brain is what allows us to transform those initial flashes of fear into logical plans and strategies. It's the linchpin in converting raw emotion into purposeful action. By understanding this dynamic interaction between fear's emotional and rational components, we can begin to unravel the complexities of fear itself and explore how to harness its power for personal growth. It is important to recognize that not all fear is harmful. In fact, fear can be motivating. It's what gets us to prepare for a big presentation or to do double check if we've locked the front door. Distinguishing between healthy and unhealthy fear is crucial. Healthy fear acts as a protector, a guide that tells us when to proceed with caution or when to leap into action. Unhealthy fear, on the other hand, can trap us in cycles of anxiety and inaction, holding us back from realizing our true potential. Our goal should be to discern and manage these feelings effectively, turning potential barriers into stepping stones. The science of fear also encompasses the concept of fear conditioning, a process by which organisms learn to predict future threats based on past experiences. This learning happens quickly and can be deeply ingrained, often surfacing as phobias or chronic anxiety without us even being aware of their origins. These learned fear responses are stronger, more enduring, and harder to extinguish than those acquired through straightforward experiences. The challenge lies in reprogramming these responses, a task that requires self-awareness, patience, and a willingness to confront the root cause of our fears. Harnessing the science behind fear involves leveraging techniques such as exposure therapy and cognitive behavioral strategies. By gradually exposing ourselves to the sources of our fear in a controlled and safe environment, we can retrain our responses and diminish fear's grip over us. Plus, by reframing our thoughts, replacing negative, fear-inducing patterns with positive and empowering ones, we change not just our mental states, but also our physical reactions. This transformation, once realized, holds the key to unlocking personal freedom and achieving a life unburdened by unnecessary fear. Moreover, understanding fear from a scientific perspective invites us to look beyond ourselves, observing fear's influence on our decisions and relationships. It's not solely an individual experience. Fear's ripples can be felt in communities, societies, and across the world. By acknowledging this, we create an empathetic space where fear is no longer a taboo subject, but rather a universal emotion that binds us together. Recognizing this shared experience can be profoundly empowering as it encourages collective resilience and personal courage. As we've seen, fear isn't just a biological response, it's an emotional tapestry woven with threads of evolutionary purpose, individual perception, and learned behaviors. Comprehending this rich tapestry allows us to not only respect fear's ancient roots, but also to challenge its limitations. We can redefine fear's narrative, shifting it from one of limitation to transformation. By doing so, we reclaim our power, stepping boldly into the life we envision. In understanding and mastering the science behind fear, we embrace the fullness of life. We become architects of our destiny, sculptors of our reality, fostering a mindset where fear fuels our pursuit of success rather than hinders it. By delving into the inner workings of this powerful emotion, we illuminate the path to emotional liberation, inspiring ourselves and others to transcend beyond what we once deemed impossible. Chapter 2: Identifying Your Fears. As we journey further into the realm of fear, it's crucial to pinpoint the specific fears that may be holding you back. While fear is a universal experience, your fears are as unique as your fingerprints. Identifying them is the first bold step on the path to liberation. It's not just about recognizing what scares you, but also understanding why it scares you. By peering into the depths of your own psyche, you can begin to unravel the mysteries that tether you to these fears. Only then can we move towards transforming them into opportunities for growth. What is it that keeps you up at night? Is it the fear of failure, fear of rejection, or perhaps the fear of the unknown? For many, these fears lurk in the shadows, unacknowledged and masked by daily routines. The mind has a cunning way of concealing the truths we need to face the most. At times, fear may manifest as procrastination or avoidance, subtle yet powerful reminders of an inner turmoil yet to be addressed. Awareness is key. Bringing these fears into the light requires courage, but doing so initiates the process of disempowering them. Recognizing personal fears begins with introspection. Spend time examining your reactions to different situations. What triggers anxiety or discomfort? Sometimes keeping a journal can be an enlightening tool, a mirror reflecting your innermost thoughts and feelings. Write without judgment and without censorship. Seeing your fears on paper can give them a shape and a form, something tangible you can scrutinize and ultimately understand. Remember, it's not about eliminating fear completely, but understanding its roots so that it no longer controls you. It's equally important to confront the denial that often accompanies fear. We all have a tendency to downplay or even dismiss our fears, hoping they will fade away with time. But unacknowledged fears don't disappear, they simmer beneath the surface, manifesting in unexpected ways. Overcoming denial is about being brutally honest with yourself, which can indeed be daunting. Yet this honesty acts as a powerful catalyst for change. Acceptance of your vulnerabilities is a strength, not a weakness. In some cases, it can be beneficial to seek the perspective of a trusted friend or a professional. Sometimes others can see our blind spots better than we can. They can offer insights that might elude us, pointing out patterns or fears we haven't recognized ourselves. Their support and guidance can be invaluable as you navigate the terrain of your fears. Remember, you are not alone in this journey. Reach out, connect, and learn from those who have courageously walked this path before you. Identifying your fears is just the beginning. It's the foundation upon which you will build a life of courage and resilience. Embrace the discomfort of this process, for it is through discomfort that we grow. As you come to know your fears better, you will also come to know yourself more deeply, paving the way for profound transformation. Every small step you take in facing your fears brings you closer to a life where fear doesn't dictate your choices, but rather guides you towards your full true potential. Recognizing personal fears. Identifying our fears starts with an intimate acknowledgement that fear is more than just an emotional response. It's a personal experience deeply woven into the fabric of our identities. Each of us carries a unique tapestry of fears that reflects our past, our dreams, and the stories we've lived through. These fears often masquerade as small apprehensions, just whispers in our everyday thoughts, but they're significant in shaping the paths we choose. It's crucial to scrutinize these underlying fears with patience and honesty. This exploration might feel uncomfortable, but it's the first transformative step towards empowerment. The process of recognizing personal fears demands a certain level of vulnerability with ourselves. It's about daring to ask the hard questions and dig deep into the corners of our minds where shadows reside. Sometimes we're afraid of failure, rejection, or loneliness, while other times it might be the fear of success or the unknown. Each fear tells us something profound about what we cherish and what we're unwilling to lose. This self awareness invites a powerful shift in perspective, seeing fear not as a foe, but as a guidepost directing us towards areas ripe for growth and healing. To truly recognize our fears, we must detach judgment and approach them with a curious mind. Instead of labeling them as irrational or silly, consider what these fears reveal about your values and priorities. A fear of public speaking, for instance, might indicate a deep desire for acceptance and connection. When we shift from judgment to understanding, we begin to peel away the layers of fear, unveiling pertinent insights about our inner selves. This newfound understanding can illuminate the paths to personal and professional success, allowing us to prioritize what truly matters. Take a few moments to reflect on your life. Can you identify when you've hesitated to act because of fear? These moments often hold clues about your core beliefs and values. Our fears frequently sideline dreams, subtly influencing our decisions under the guise of practicality or logic. By identifying these patterns, you can start altering them. As you map out your fears, categorize them. Determine which are based on current tangible threats and which stem from past experiences or future anxieties. Recognizing the source can help diffuse their power over you. Understanding that fears are often stories we tell ourselves can catalyze liberation. By writing them down, you bring nebulous thoughts into reality, transforming them into something you can analyze and dissect. This practice often reveals that our fears are representations of outdated beliefs we've outgrown. It's entirely possible and desirable to outlive our fears. This realization empowers us to rewrite our narrative, to craft stories filled with courage and creativity instead of constraint and caution. As we explore these fears, it's beneficial to allow space for self compassion. It's natural to want to shy away from discomfort, but embracing this journey with love and patience extends the grace we often deny ourselves. The act of recognizing and acknowledging our fears is an act of self care and respect. It's a declaration that you are worthy of breaking free from constraints, capable of transforming these fears into stepping stones rather than stumbling blocks. Remember that fear is part of the human condition, not a flaw in our character. Everyone faces fears that feel insurmountable at times, yet many have discovered that these fears can be the precise elements that propel them forward. Recognizing our personal fears isn't about eradicating them completely. Instead, it's about learning to live alongside them, using them as fuel to drive change and growth. This newfound awareness can chart a course toward a more fearless existence where every challenge is met not with dread, but with determination and hope. Overcoming Daniel. Daniel is a crafty adversary. It quietly blocks us from recognizing our deepest fears, leading many of us to believe we're doing fine when, in fact, underlying worries may be preventing us from living fully. Tackling denial is like peeling an onion, revealing layers of self inflicted blind spots. But why do we avoid facing these fears? There's comfort in denial. It offers a false sense of security and shields us from discomfort. But this shield can also be a prison, restraining our growth and potential. Acknowledging this requires courage, a willingness to step into vulnerability. If we're to understand and identify our fears, we must first look denial in the eye and name it for what it is. This doesn't mean being harsh on ourselves, rather, it's about holding ourselves accountable with a gentle, loving intention to grow. To overcome denial, start by cultivating awareness. This can be achieved by introspective practices like journaling or meditating. These reflections give us space to observe our thoughts without judgment, providing a clearer picture of what's truly there. Write down moments when fear may have held you back and observe any patterns. See if there's a recurring theme or relationship, a career aspiration, or a personal goal overlapping with a sense of dread or apprehension. Additionally, seeking feedback from trusted friends or mentors can be illuminating. Others may see what you're unable or unwilling to acknowledge. Their insights can serve as mirrors reflecting the truth of your experiences. These conversations require an open mind, a readiness to listen deeply without defending, and a gratitude for the perspectives that others offer. Regaining control starts with small, intentional actions. Faced with the fear you've uncovered, implementing gradual steps towards addressing it can empower you. Just as a tree pushes through soil to reach the sun's warmth, we too must exert effort to grow beyond our denials. The magic comes in those little victories: a trust rebuilt, a new skill mastered, a story shared that replaced denial with possibility. It's also essential to forgive yourself for past denials. Often we ignore our fears because it feels necessary at that moment to cope with life's challenges. Treat these acknowledgments not as failures, but as learning opportunities. From these reflections, draw inspiration and strength, turning them into stepping stones for your journey forward. Ultimately, overcoming denial isn't just about facing fears. It's about expanding your vision and opening up to life's richness. When we move beyond denial, we create space for authenticity, creativity, and courage. We build a foundation from which greater aspirations become within reach, and life can be approached with newfound vigor and zest. Imagine life without the shackles of unacknowledged fears. Liberating, isn't it? What possibilities emerge when you're no longer masking or hiding? These questions urge you to continually strive towards self-awareness. Every challenge faced becomes an opportunity to expand and transform, edging you closer to your authentic self. So, as you take this knowledge forward, remember the journey through denial to honest acknowledgement is not a destination, but an ongoing practice. Stand confidently in the light of your discoveries, nurtured by each step you take towards bravery and truth. A vibrant world awaits you, ready to reveal its wonders to those courageous enough to embrace it with open hearts and untainted eyes. Chapter 3: Transforming Fear into Courage. In the journey of self improvement, there's a fork in the road where fear and courage meet, a crossroads defined not by external circumstances but by our internal landscape. As we stand at this junction, the secret lies in understanding that fear is but a call to action, a natural part of our human experience that can propel us forward. Rather than a monster lurking in the shadows, fear can be a wise teacher, nudging us towards growth and transformation. When you begin to see fear as a signal to harness rather than a foe to be conquered, you start transforming it into courage. The initial step is a pivotal shift in perception. Fear often whispers of threats and failures, but what if we learn to reframe these whispers as opportunities for courage to emerge? By acknowledging the fear without judgment, we allow it to exist without giving it mastery over our lives. In this way, courage isn't the absence of fear, but the action taken in its presence. Consider the small, brave steps taken daily that build resilience, each one a testament to our growing courage. The journey of 1,000 miles begins with a single step, and in this case, a single brave action in the face of fear. Strategies for fear management are not about banishing fear, but rather about building a toolkit to mitigate its paralyzing effects. Visualization serves as one potent tool, conjuring images of yourself as courageous and capable. Imagine stepping confidently into situations that you're currently anxious about. Through this focused mental rehearsal, the mind begins to create new patterns, making courage a familiar path and fear a less intimidating presence. Visualization prepares your mind and body to respond courageously when confronted with intimidating circumstances in real life. Another cornerstone in this transformation is building resilience. Like a muscle that strengthens with use, courage grows each time you face a fear head-on and refuse to be controlled by it. Resilience is nurtured when you persist through adversity, when setbacks become setups for comebacks. It is the fortitude to try again after a fall, to learn and adapt with each experience. This resilience not only transforms fear into courage, but also provides a sense of personal empowerment, knowing that no matter the challenge, you possess the inner strength to rise. Moreover, lean into the power of community. Surround yourself with people who inspire courage in you, those who have walked similar paths and emerged stronger. The stories of others' triumphs over fear can light the way, offering both inspiration and practical advice. Community fosters a shared courage, reminding us that we are not alone in this journey and that courage, like fear, is a deeply human experience. In conclusion, transforming fear into courage is an alchemical process, turning the leaden weight of anxiety into the gold of bravery. It's an ongoing practice of perception, action, and resilience, guided by the understanding that fear is a necessary companion on the path to personal and professional success. As you continue through this book, carry with you the knowledge that fear transformed is courage realized, and this courage will be your steadfast ally in every step you take towards a life lived fearlessly. Strategies for fear management. Fear is a natural and universal emotion, but how we choose to manage it can make all the difference in our journey towards courage. For effective fear management is like learning a skill. It requires practice, patience, and persistence. Just as a skill becomes second nature through repetition, so too can our responses to fear be transformed and harnessed for positive change. By acknowledging and understanding the roots of our fears, we can start to devise strategies tailored to our individual experiences and emotional landscapes, allowing us to step confidently into our power. One powerful method for managing fear is reframing it as a signal rather than a barrier. Often, fear emerges when we stand at the threshold of the unknown, nudging us to take a deeper look at the possibilities ahead. Instead of allowing it to paralyze us, we can view it as an invitation to grow and explore beyond our comfort zones. This shift in perspective can begin to change our relationship with fear, turning it from a perceived enemy into an ally that alerts us to areas requiring courage. Developing mindfulness is another effective strategy for fear management. Mindfulness allows us to observe our thoughts and emotions without judgment, providing a gentle space to process feelings of fear when they arise. Engaging in regular mindfulness practices, such as meditation or deep breathing exercises, can help cultivate a sense of calm and presence, making it easier to approach fear with curiosity rather than avoidance. When we're grounded in the present moment, we're better equipped to handle the emotional waves that fear can bring. Another approach involves setting small, manageable goals that incrementally push the boundaries of our comfort zones. Taking on too much too quickly can lead to overwhelm and further entrench feelings of fear, so it's crucial to start with steps that feel achievable. These small victories build confidence over time, gradually proving to ourselves that we can face fear and emerge on the other side. Whether it's speaking up in a meeting or trying a new hobby, each action reinforces our resilience and courage. Additionally, the support of a compassionate community can't be overstated. Surrounding ourselves with individuals who encourage growth and offer understanding can make the daunting task of facing fears more manageable. Sharing our fears and anxieties with trusted friends or support groups can provide valuable insights and alternative perspectives, reminding us that we're not alone in our journey. The comfort of knowing others are traveling a similar path often lightens the load and fuels our determination. It's essential to pair these strategies with self compassion. We're all human, and managing fear is an imperfect process. Embracing this imperfection and being gentle with ourselves when we stumble is vital. Self compassion involves acknowledging mistakes without harsh criticism and treating ourselves with the same kindness we'd offer a dear friend. This practice not only reduces the intensity of fear, but also helps build a more forgiving and resilient mindset over time. The narratives we tell ourselves about fear also play an integral role in fear management. Transforming fear inducing thoughts with empowering language can shift our internal dialogue towards one of possibility. Using affirmations or positive self talk, like I am capable of handling this or I am learning from every challenge, instills a sense of agency and confidence. Over time, these affirming messages can replace fear driven narratives with ones that better support our growth and courage. Visualization is another tool that can bolster our strategies for dealing with fear. By mentally rehearsing scenarios where we successfully confront and overcome fears, we can reduce the anxiety associated with those situations. Visualization allows us to create a safe space in our minds where success is vividly imagined, making these positive outcomes feel more attainable in real life. The brain doesn't always distinguish between imagined experiences and real ones, so this technique helps build the neural pathways associated with courage and success. Lastly, embracing a mindset of experimentation can ease the pressure associated with fear. Viewing life as a series of experiments encourages us to take action without the fear of making mistakes. When we focus on learning outcomes rather than perfection, fear loses its grip. We become more open to unexpected paths and unanticipated lessons, cultivating a spirit of curiosity and discovery where courage thrives. Every step taken to manage fear strengthens the foundation upon which courage is built. With concerted effort, we can transform our relationship with fear, using it as a catalyst for personal growth and empowerment. These strategies for fear management are not just techniques for survival, but pathways to flourishing, enabling us to live more fully and authentically. Embracing fear with courage illuminates life's vast possibilities, guiding us to profound transformation and success. Building resilience. Resilience is the hidden vein of strength that runs through the courage we seek to cultivate. It is not an elusive trait reserved for the unshakable among us. Rather, it's a quality that can be nurtured in each of us. In the pursuit of transforming fear into courage, resilience acts as a steadfast ally, empowering us to bounce back from setbacks, adapt to challenges, and emerge stronger on the other side. Imagine resilience as the emotional muscle that fortifies our spirit against the winds of adversity. Much like a muscle, it requires regular exercise to grow and strengthen. This isn't about building a fortress to block fear. It's about learning to flow with life's unpredictability, much like a sturdy tree bending with the wind rather than breaking. Resilience allows us to see challenges as stepping stones rather than insurmountable obstacles. It provides the confidence that whatever storm comes our way, we possess the capability to weather it. While it may seem daunting to cultivate resilience, it begins with simple shifts in perspective. It's about reframing our relationship with fear and recognizing it as a catalyst for growth. When fear surfaces, rather than resisting it, we can acknowledge its presence and extract the valuable insights it offers. This mindset shift from avoidance to acceptance lays the groundwork for resilience, establishing a sturdy foundation upon which courage can be built. Another vital component of resilience is the development of emotional intelligence, which enables us to understand and manage our emotions effectively. By owning this skill, we become adept at navigating the emotional roller coaster that fear often incites. Emotional intelligence helps us to stay centered, maintain clarity, and make thoughtfully considered decisions, even in the face of uncertainty. It affords us the ability to respond with equanimity, ensuring that fear does not derail our journey. Community and connection play a significant role in fostering resilience. Sharing our experiences, seeking support, and learning from others' journeys can enhance our resilience. It's reassuring to know we're not alone in our struggles. Others have journeyed through similar fears and have found a way through. Engaging with a supportive network provides encouragement, perspective, and sometimes carries solutions that we might not have considered on our own. Cultivating resilience also involves looking after our physical well being. A healthy body can bolster a resilient mind. Regular physical activity, sufficient rest, and mindful nutrition all contribute to our overall resilience. When our bodies are nurtured, so too is our capacity to cope with stress and challenge. In attending to our physical health, we're laying the groundwork for a more resilient mind and spirit. It's important to remember that building resilience is a gradual process. It won't happen overnight, and that's perfectly okay. Each small step we take toward facing our fears contributes to a reservoir of resilience that we can draw upon when times get tough. Whether it's seeking new perspectives, embracing challenges, or practicing self-care, each action strengthens our ability to rise in the presence of fear. Ultimately, resilience is the bedrock upon which courage is built. With resilience, we are not just surviving the storm, we are actively growing from it. We become architects of our lives, navigating the intricacies of fear with a steady hand, and crafting a narrative where courage comes naturally. By building resilience, we not only transform fear into courage, but also create a life imbued with purpose, strength, and unwavering resolve. Chapter 4: Cultivating Self-Confidence. Self-confidence is the silent partner to courage, the foundation on which we build our dreams and aspirations. Without it, even the bravest intentions can feel like whispers in a crowded room. So, how do we foster this essential trait? First, recognize that self-confidence isn't a fixed quality, it's a skill that can be cultivated. Like a garden, it requires attention, nurturing, and sometimes a little experimentation. In the journey of cultivating self-confidence, we must confront our inner critic. This voice in our head often magnifies our doubts and minimizes our strengths. It's essential to acknowledge this voice, but not let it dictate our narrative. Try viewing your inner critic as a protective friend who's a bit too cautious. Listen, thank it, and then make decisions rooted in self-belief rather than doubt. Imagine self confidence as a muscle that strengthens with each action you take outside of your comfort zone. Small victories, like engaging in a difficult conversation or speaking up in a meeting, contribute to its growth. Celebrate these wins, no matter their size. They remind you of your capability and resilience. But self confidence also thrives on authenticity. Embrace your imperfections and vulnerabilities as they are part of what makes you beautifully human. Showing up as your genuine self encourages others to do the same, creating environments where confidence can flourish. There's profound strength in vulnerability. It's the gateway to genuine connections and understanding. As you connect more deeply with yourself, engage in confidence building exercises that resonate with you. This might include setting achievable goals, maintaining a success journal, or practicing self affirmation. Remember, the goal here isn't perfection, but progress. Each step forward enhances your self awareness and fortifies your self trust. The process of cultivating self confidence is deeply personal, but community plays a vital role too. Surround yourself with supportive individuals who encourage your growth and reflect the potential back to you. Their belief in you can fuel your journey, offering you the courage to explore and expand. Ultimately, cultivating self confidence is about acknowledging your intrinsic worth and embracing your journey with optimism and courage. It's not the absence of fear, but the acceptance of oneself. Like an artist with their canvas, you're continually crafting and reshaping your narrative. Trust the process and honor your unique path. Confidence building exercises. Confidence isn't something you either have or you don't, it's a skill you can cultivate. Much like a muscle that grows stronger with exercise, confidence builds with practice and intentional action. In this section, we'll dive into practical exercises designed to enhance your self assurance. These exercises are more than just tasks, they're transformative tools that can help you break through barriers and step into a more empowered version of yourself. One of the simplest yet most effective exercises is the practice of positive self talk. Our internal dialogue has incredible power over how we perceive ourselves. Start by catching yourself in moments of self criticism. Replace negative thoughts with affirming ones. So instead of "I'll never be good at this, try I'm learning and growing every day," it might feel unnatural at first, but with consistency, these affirmations start shaping your reality. Write them down, repeat them aloud, and allow them to become a natural part of your mindset. Another exercise to consider is the habit of setting small, achievable goals. Big goals can be daunting, but breaking them into smaller, manageable tasks makes them less intimidating. Each step forward, no matter how small, is progress. Celebrate these mini victories as they accumulate and bolster your confidence. Feeling accomplished boosts your self image, and acknowledging even minor successes empowers you to tackle more significant challenges with greater courage. Visualizing success is also a powerful exercise. Picture yourself succeeding in the areas where you wish to grow more confident. This doesn't mean expecting everything to be perfect, rather, it's about seeing yourself handling challenges with grace and resilience. Visualization aligns your focus with positive outcomes, and regular practice can help rewire your brain to approach real life situations with confidence. Spend a few minutes each day with your eyes closed, immersing yourself in the details of your future successes. The power of body language should not be underestimated. Stand tall, shoulders back, and maintain eye contact. These physical cues not only project confidence to others, but also to ourselves. Research has shown that adopting power poses can actually influence our hormones and make us feel more self assured. Try it before a big meeting or presentation, or simply make it a part of your daily routine. Your perception of your abilities might just shift in surprising ways. Additionally, engaging in activities outside of your comfort zone plays a crucial role in building confidence. Comfort zones might feel safe, but they rarely foster growth. Commit to doing one thing each week that challenges you. It could be as simple as striking up a conversation with a stranger, trying a new hobby, or speaking up in a meeting. Each new experience expands your repertoire of skills and teaches you resilience in the face of uncertainty. You might find the very things that once intimidated you becoming sources of strength and fun. Don't underestimate the value of reflection. Keep a journal where you record your experiences, insights, and feelings. Reflecting on your journey not only provides clarity, but acts as a reminder of how far you've come. This habit fosters a deep sense of appreciation for your efforts and reinforces the progress you've made, serving as a beacon of motivation during times of doubts. Mentorship or joining a supportive community can also significantly enhance your confidence building journey. Find a mentor, someone you admire and trust who can provide guidance and perspective. Alternatively, immerse yourself in communities, whether in person or online, where you can share experiences and learn from others. Surrounding yourself with positive influences and role models helps to nurture your growth and provides a network of encouragement. Lastly, remember that confidence is also about embracing vulnerability. So it's about acknowledging that no one is perfect, and that's perfectly okay. Authentic confidence allows us to be open to learning from failures, seeing them as stepping stones rather than setbacks. Each stumble along the way teaches us resilience and helps to reinforce our belief in our ability to overcome obstacles. Embrace the imperfections, and you will find a profound strength rooted in authenticity. By integrating these exercises into your daily life, you not only build confidence, but also cultivate a deeper connection with your authentic self. Confidence isn't a destination, it's an ongoing journey of self discovery and growth. As you engage in these practices, know that doubts will arise. Instead of letting them hinder you, recognize them as opportunities to push forward and prove what you're truly capable of. With each step you take, no matter how tentative, you'll find yourself evolving into a more confident and assured version of yourself, ready to face life's myriad challenges and opportunities, embracing vulnerability. Within the journey of cultivating self confidence, the idea of embracing vulnerability stands as a paradoxical beacon. How might one possibly derive strength from exposing what seems tender and weak? It is through the open acknowledgement of our vulnerabilities that true confidence grows, not from a place of arrogance, but from deep, unwavering authenticity. By accepting vulnerability, we're not merely accepting fragility, we are recognizing the fullness of our humanity, a catalyst that propels us forward into realms of genuine self assurance. Consider vulnerability not as a weakness, but as a bridge that connects us to others and deepens our understanding of ourselves. Every moment in which we allow ourselves to be seen for who we truly are, unshielded and rawly authentic, is a moment where fear loosens its grip, making space for courage. In this relinquishment of control and perfection, we find the seeds of confidence lying quietly beneath the surface. There's an incredible power in admitting, I don't have all the answers. And that's okay. This acceptance introduces us to a space where learning and growth are not only possible, but inevitable. The pressure to know everything or to appear infallible often locks us in a cage of self doubt. However, when we bravely open that cage and step into the unknown with vulnerability, we allow genuine self confidence to take root. It's the courage to stand amidst uncertainty that fortifies our spirit. Moreover, embracing vulnerability invites deeper relationships and support from those around us. When we show up as our imperfect selves, we inspire others to do the same. This reciprocity creates an environment resonant with support and understanding, where shared stories of struggle and triumph enhance our collective wisdom and resilience. Vulnerability, therefore, becomes a conduit for connection, moving us away from isolation toward community and collaboration. In professional settings, too, vulnerability can serve as a powerful ally. Leaders who are open about their uncertainties and challenges often inspire more trust and loyalty among their teams. When employees see their leaders exhibiting vulnerability, they feel more empowered to contribute ideas, take risks, and approach their tasks with creativity and dedication. This openness transforms organizational cultures, fostering environments where authentic confidence thrives, unhindered by fear of judgment or failure. But why is embracing vulnerability often so challenging? Much of it stems from societal conditioning that equates vulnerability with weakness. From childhood, we're encouraged to build shields to guard against being hurt or perceived as inadequate. Such conditioning can leave us with layers upon layers of self protection that obscure our genuine selves. However, dismantling these layers is crucial to unlocking a level of confidence that is both profound and enduring. To begin embracing vulnerability, start by showing yourself compassion, recognize the validity of your feelings and fears. It is okay to feel uncertain or overwhelmed at times. In acknowledging these emotions without judgment, you cultivate self love, a cornerstone of authentic confidence. This gentle self acceptance provides the strength you need to explore and share your vulnerabilities safely. Moving further, practice gratitude for your imperfections. Each flaw and failure holds a lesson essential to your growth. When viewed through a lens of gratitude, these aspects of ourselves, often hidden, become sources of empowerment rather than shame. By flipping the narrative, we transform what might have once held us back into a foundation that propels us forward. Additionally, invoking mindfulness into daily practices aids in gently uncovering and understanding your vulnerability through moments of quiet reflection, meditation, or journaling. You become more attuned to your needs, desires, and fears. This awareness allows for intentional action, stepping into vulnerability with purpose and a sense of peace. Remember, the journey of embracing vulnerability is not linear. It involves moments of retreat and reevaluation. Relapses into old patterns are natural, yet they don't signify failure. Rather, they offer opportunities to reaffirm your commitment to authenticity. Each step, no matter how small, is a testament to your courage and commitment to build true confidence. Ultimately, the key to unlocking profound self confidence lies in stripping away the facades and daring to present yourself authentically, flaws and all. Vulnerability does not extinguish our fears, but transforms them, grounding us in reality, granting us dimensions of strength we might never have known otherwise. So let's cherish our inconsistencies and embrace our disparities, knowing that within them lies the powerful essence of who we truly are: fearless, free, and fantastically human. Chapter 5: Harnessing the Power of Positive Thinking. As you continue to forge your path towards self improvement and success, you're likely to encounter moments where doubt quietly whispers, tugging at your determination. It's here, standing at the intersection of possibility and hesitation, that the power of positive thinking becomes your ally. Though it might seem like a simple shift in mindset, positive thinking is a profound transformation that can turn the tide in your favor, awakening dormant potentials within you. Positive thinking isn't about ignoring life's challenges or pretending difficulties don't exist. Instead, it's about facing them with a heart full of optimism, armed with the belief that no setback is insurmountable. This shift in perspective opens doors that seem sealed shut, paving new pathways that lead to personal and professional growth. Imagine visualizing your success before it occurs. When you allow your mind to paint vivid pictures of achievement, you create a mental blueprint that guides your actions. Visualization is powerful because it doesn't just prepare you, it propels you forward. Olympic athletes use this technique to enhance their performance, mentally rehearsing their routines to perfection. You too can harness this tool to overcome fear and step boldly into your aspirations. Moreover, interwoven with visualization are positive affirmations, short, uplifting statements that nurture your mind's fertile ground. By repeating affirmations like "I am capable" or "I embrace challenges," you gradually rewire your thought patterns. These declarations may seem trivial at first, but their cumulative effect can be extraordinary, gradually replacing limiting beliefs with empowering truths. It's normal to encounter skepticism when you embark on this journey. Society often glorifies external achievements, overlooking the internal resilience that positive thinking cultivates. Yet remember that every thought sown in positivity nurtures your inner landscape, nurturing a garden where fear cannot thrive. The science behind positive thinking is compelling. Studies have shown that maintaining a positive outlook can enhance mental well being, reduce stress, and even improve physical health. By choosing to focus on positivity, you're not simply making a philosophical choice, you're engaging in an act of self care that could have tangible benefits in every facet of your life. Overcoming deep seated fears may seem daunting, but positive thinking provides a cornerstone. It's the promise that your efforts are not in vain and that with persistence you will transcend obstacles. As you practice this mindset, you'll find strength in places previously overshadowed by uncertainty, turning small victories into momentum and fueling further achievements. In this quiet but potent revolution of the mind, there's something deeply personal yet profoundly universal. As you cultivate positive thoughts, you join a legacy of individuals who've harnessed this power to transform fear into fuel. You're not just adopting a strategy, you're stepping into a larger narrative of change makers who have dared to believe in something greater. Your journey, like every meaningful pursuit, begins with a single step. Empowered by positive thinking, you're equipped to face whatever comes your way, knowing that every challenge reinforces your resolve. Embrace this chapter of your life with an open heart and mind, for the power of positive thinking is not just a tool, it's a way of living, an approach to navigating the world with grace, courage, and unwavering faith in yourself. Positive affirmations. Positive affirmations are like small seeds that, once planted, grow into strong trees of resilience and assurance. They are declarations of truth that challenge the negativity lurking in our minds, steering us towards optimism and strength. When we actively engage in positive affirmations, we are effectively redirecting our thoughts from doubt to possibility and from fear to courage. This practice isn't just a fleeting gesture of self-kindness, it taps into a deeper reservoir of internal transformation. Repeating affirmations is akin to retraining our brain, encouraging it to embrace a new narrative where our capabilities are limitless and our potential is unrestricted. For many individuals embarking on a journey of self-improvement, fear often appears as a relentless obstacle. But through positive affirmations, we can begin to dismantle these walls of doubt piece by piece. Each affirmation carries with it a calming assurance, a whisper of hope that assures us that we are indeed capable and deserving of all the good the universe has to offer. It's about creating an internal dialogue that nurtures and supports, rather than criticizes and diminishes. Each time we voice these affirmations, we are telling ourselves a story where we are the hero overcomes. Imagine starting your day with a simple affirmation like, I am capable and ready to face any challenge today. As you move through your day, this thought becomes your anchor. It reminds you of your strength during moments of doubt, and it serves as a quiet nudge towards perseverance. Affirmations empower us by crafting a mental framework where positivity reigns supreme. Yet repetition is key. Just as negative thoughts can become entrenched through regular recurrence, positive affirmations require consistency to leave a lasting impression. Each time you voice an affirmation, envision it as a step toward weaving a new mental tapestry, one bright with hope and radiance. It invites optimism into spaces once cluttered with apprehension and hesitation. Over time, these words become integrated into our identity, aligning our actions and thoughts with a newfound sense of self-awareness and courage. Crafting effective affirmations involves sincerity and specificity. They should resonate with the core of who we are and who we aspire to be. Begin with phrases grounded in present tense, reinforcing the immediate and tangible presence of these qualities in your life. Phrases like, I am growing more confident every day, or I choose to focus on the positive, embody the essence of affirmation. They transform into a personal mantra, accompanying us through life's ebbs and flows, reminding us of our enduring strength. But affirmations are even more potent when embraced with emotion. Feel the words as you say them. Experience the warmth of their truth. Let it seep into every fiber of your being. This emotional engagement serves as a catalyst, bringing forth impactful change from within. By tethering affirmations to emotions, they transition from mere words to powerful drivers of personal growth. Remember, the power of affirmations lies not in their complexity, but in their authenticity. Each word serves as an invitation to cultivate a mindset teeming with empowerment and positivity. As you formulate your affirmations, align them with your deepest desires and highest aspirations. Let them reflect the future you're crafting while acknowledging the present you embrace. Though individual transformation begins from within, the ripple effects of positive affirmations extend outward, influencing our surroundings and interactions. As you reinforce a positive self-dialogue, you'll notice a shift in infectious energy that can inspire and uplift others too. This is the transformative nature of affirmations, their ability to change not just individual lives, but to foster a collective environment of encouragement and support. Positive affirmations transcend cultural and linguistic barriers, standing as universal symbols of hope and empowerment. They're reminders that regardless of the challenges we face, we wield the power to alter our perceptions and rewrite our narratives. The journey to harnessing their full potential requires patience and perseverance, but the rewards are immeasurable: a life lived with intention, radiant confidence, and an unwavering belief in one's worth. In conclusion, positive affirmations are far more than just words. They are declarations of intent that enable personal transformation. They allow us to dismantle fear and replace it with courage, to extinguish doubt and nurture confidence. In every affirmation, there lies an invitation to awaken parts of ourselves we've yet to discover, fueling our journey towards a life filled with possibilities and hope. The role of visualization. As we dive deeper into the transformative journey of positive thinking, we encounter a powerful tool: visualization. This technique isn't just about daydreaming or wishful thinking. It's a deliberate, strategic practice that can reshape our mental landscape and energize our journeys toward personal and professional triumphs. When harnessed effectively, visualization becomes a mental rehearsal for success. Imagine an athlete preparing for a major competition. Before ever stepping onto the field, they visualize every movement, every breath, and every outcome, crafting a mental tapestry of their best performance. This isn't mere pretend, it's preparation. Visualization empowers them to step into their potential before physically manifesting it. For individuals seeking to conquer their fears, visualization acts in much the same way. By creating detailed mental images of ourselves overcoming challenges, we program our subconscious mind to believe not only in possibility but in inevitability. Each time we visualize, we're essentially wiring our brain to recognize and embrace these envisioned realities. It's vital to paint vivid pictures in your mind as the brain responds to the level of detail. For example, when visualizing a successful presentation, immerse yourself in the entire scenario: the feel of the podium, the sound of applause, the sight of nodding heads in agreement. When your mind experiences these sensations repetitively, the real life performance feels like deja vu rather than a daunting, unimaginable task. One of the most profound impacts of visualization is its ability to shift our emotions. A powerful visualization session can lighten moods, increase optimism, and bolster courage. As we visualize positive outcomes, our brain releases dopamine, a neurotransmitter associated with rewards and pleasure. This biochemical reinforcement is what draws us back to visualization, repeatedly underpinning its role in cultivating sustained positivity. It's not only the neurochemical changes that aid in fostering positive thinking, but also the breaking of mental barriers that often hold us back. Visualization allows us to step outside the constraints of our current understanding and limitations, projecting into a version of ourselves that lies beyond fear and self doubt. It grants us permission to explore our potential without the immediate pressures of the present. The practice begins with clarity. To harness visualization's full potential, start with understanding what you truly desire to achieve. This isn't always as straightforward as it seems, yet it's crucial to the process. Take time to reflect on your goals, breaking them down into clear, tangible visions that your mind can wrap around. This clarity provides a sturdy foundation from which visualization can spring forth. Remember, consistency in visualization crafts the bridge from imagination to reality. Just as a river carves its path through rock with persistence, so too does repeated visualization set a course toward our aspirations. Engaging in daily visualization, even if only for a few minutes, reinforces this trajectory, and soon our subconscious begins to align our actions with these mental images. As you incorporate visualization into your routine, you'll notice it isn't an isolated practice. It intertwines beautifully with other positive thinking strategies like affirmations. While affirmations provide the verbal groundwork for positive thinking, visualization breathes life into those affirmations, creating a full sensory experience that enhances belief and motivation. The empowering nature of visualization is that it's a skill accessible to everyone. You don't need expensive tools or materials, just your mind and a willingness to dream vividly. It's an art form you refine with practice, as each session builds upon the last, accumulating momentum and belief. Consider keeping a journal to document your visualization experiences. Write down what you see, how you feel, and the outcomes you perceive. Over time, this journal becomes a record of growth and a testament to how visualization has integrated into your path of self-improvement. In moments of doubt, revisit these recorded visualizations to remind yourself of the vision you're pursuing. Use them as anchors to recommit to your goals and dreams, especially when fears attempt to recapture your mind. This journal may also serve as an inspiration on difficult days, offering vital reassurance of the progress achieved. Moreover, when shared in group settings, visualization can become a collective endeavor, amplifying its effectiveness through shared energy and intention. When groups come together to visualize a common goal, the synergy created far surpasses individual efforts, showcasing the power of community in the realm of positive thinking. Embrace visualization not just as a tool, but as a companion on your journey toward fearlessness and fulfillment. It reflects your inner resilience and innate ability to transform your life, not only by daring to dream, but by daring to believe in those dreams. In the landscape of positive thinking, visualization is the beacon guiding you from where you are to where your deepest aspirations reside. Taking small, consistent steps with visualization ensures that your journey doesn't just rest on imagination, but on sustained, actionable belief. With every image you paint, with every scene you create, you're not just scripting your future, you're living it in advance, carving out a reality that unfolds with authenticity and courage. Chapter 6: Real Life Stories of Conquering Fear. Fear is an emotion we all know well. It whispers in the dark corners of our minds, trying to hold us back from reaching our true potential. Yet, in every whisper of fear, there lies an opportunity for transformation. Real stories of courage show us how ordinary people, just like you and me, face these whispers and emerge stronger, bolder, and more assured. Meet Sarah, a software engineer who once feared public speaking so immensely that her heart would pound and her voice would quake even at team meetings. Her breakthrough came unexpectedly. In an annual review, her manner suggested she lead a workshop on a subject she was passionate about. Despite initial resistance, Sarah saw this as a chance to rewrite her story. She diligently prepared, practicing in front of mirrors and her trusty cat before finally taking the plunge in front of her colleagues. The experience didn't just destroy her fear, it ignited a passion for teaching and mentoring others. Then there's Marcus, whose job involved heights, a deeply unsettling prospect given his acrophobia. Working in construction, there came a day when avoiding heights meant risking his reputation and livelihood. Desperate not to let fear dictate his career, Marcus sought professional help. Through guided exposure therapy and gradual steps, he confronted his phobia limb by limb, floor by floor. Today, Marcus not only stands tall above skyscrapers, but also mentors others facing similar fears. His journey reminds us that fear, though intimidating, is often just as conquerable. Equally inspiring is Emily's story. A renowned author, she grappled with the fear of failure. After 2 acclaimed books, Emily found herself crippled by the thought that her next work wouldn't measure up. Months turned into years of writing drafts that never saw the light of day. It wasn't until a candid conversation with a fellow writer who admitted similar fears that Emily realized she wasn't alone. This shared vulnerability instilled courage within her to embrace imperfection. Her next book wasn't free from fear, but it was authentic, raw, and resonated deeply with her audience. The stories of Sarah, Marcus, and Emily illuminate a single truth. Fear is a universal experience, but so is the capacity to overcome it. Everyone's journey is different, and the paths they take are uniquely their own. The lessons they learned can be distilled into a simple yet powerful formula: acknowledgement, action, and acceptance. They acknowledged their fears in the light, took actionable steps towards tackling them, and accepted the bumps along the road as necessary growth experiences. Real life narratives like these serve not just to inspire, but to empower. Every time fear shows up, let these stories remind you that it's possible to conquer it and come out on the other side with newfound strength. Whether facing the fear of judgment, heights, or failure, the challenge remains the same: to choose courage over comfort. Remember, fear is a part of your journey. Mastering it could be the most rewarding chapter of your life. Personal journeys. Sometimes the stories that inspire us the most come from those who have walked the same path we are on. These personal journeys of conquering fear remind us of the resilience and strength within us. Each story is a testament to the power of the human spirit, showing us that fear is not a barrier but a challenge to be met and overcome. People from diverse backgrounds, each with their own unique fears, have found ways to push through, transforming their apprehension into empowerment. Take Sarah, for instance. She had always been terrified of public speaking. The mere thought of standing in front of a crowd made her heart race and palms sweat. But Sarah realized that her fear was holding her back in her career. She began by attending a local Toastmasters club where she practiced speaking in a supportive environment. With each meeting, her confidence grew. She learned the art of storytelling and discovered a powerful voice she didn't know she had. The fear didn't vanish overnight, but she used it as a driving force, eventually becoming a keynote speaker at industry conferences. Then there's Tom, a former engineer who dreaded failure. His fear was deeply rooted in his upbringing, where mistakes were not tolerated. This made him risk averse, always choosing the safe path. However, a turning point came when he lost his job. With no safety net, Tom had to confront his fear head on. He decided to pursue a long held dream of starting his own business. Despite the challenges and initial setbacks, Tom learned to view failure as a stepping stone rather than a dead end. His company now thrives, and he often shares his journey with others, inspiring budding entrepreneurs to leap despite their fear. Michelle's journey showcases the internal battles we often face. She was overwhelmed by self doubt and the fear of being judged, which held her back from pursuing her passion for art. One day, she took a leap of faith and joined an art class, a move that felt colossal to her. Encouragement from a supportive teacher and fellow artists helped Michelle to see her talent and value. Each piece she created chipped away at her fear. Today, Michelle's artwork is featured in galleries, and she speaks passionately about the cathartic power of artistic expression in overcoming personal fears. These journeys illuminate a powerful truth. While fear is universal, the process of overcoming it is deeply personal. What works for one person may not work for another, but the willingness to confront and engage with fears is a common thread. Each person's journey is an unfolding story of courage, resilience, and transformation. The key is to acknowledge fear as a part of the journey, not an insurmountable obstacle. Even as these individuals faced significant fears, they took active steps toward redefining their narratives. They sought tools, embraced vulnerability, and found strength in communities. Their stories remind us that we're not alone and that support can be instrumental in our journey. As you reflect on these stories, let them serve as a beacon of hope and a reminder that fear doesn't have to dictate the terms of your life. You have the power to rewrite your story one step at a time. In the end, personal journeys of overcoming fear teach us that courage isn't the absence of fear, but the decision to act despite it. They encourage us to look within and harness our innate strength. By sharing their fears and victories, these individuals become the embodiment of inspiration, motivating us all to take that first step towards conquering our fears and reaching for our dreams. Lessons learned. Experiencing fear is universal, yet the way individuals overcome it can be as distinct as fingerprints. The real life stories we explored earlier reveal the transformative power that comes from facing one's fears, and with these stories come invaluable lessons. These lessons aren't just warnings or advice, they're bridges guiding us from fear to courage. In unpacking these tales, we find common threads of action, mindset, and resilience that anyone can apply to their own life journey. One of the most striking lessons is the importance of embracing vulnerability. Many individuals initially see vulnerability as a weakness, something to be hidden. Yet, as these stories show, acknowledging and accepting vulnerability can be a gateway to profound strength. It allows us to be authentic, honest in our struggles, and open to change. This openness, in turn, fosters deeper connections with others as people often respond positively to genuine displays of vulnerability. Another key insight is that fear is often worse than what we fear. The anticipated dread of an event or situation can be more crippling than the actual event itself. When people muster the courage to confront their fears head on, they frequently discover that the challenge isn't as insurmountable as it seemed. This realization dismantles the power fear holds and strips away its influence bit by bit. Courage builds upon itself. Every fear confronted is a step towards a broader horizon of potential. We've learned that a shift in perspective can reshape our understanding of fear. Through reframing, what initially seems like an insurmountable obstacle can transform into an opportunity for growth. By changing the lens through which we view our fears, it becomes possible to see them as teachers, offering valuable lessons rather than just threats to our serenity. Overcoming fear becomes a journey, not a one-time event, and every step taken forward reinforces the belief in oneself and one's capabilities. Resilience stands out as another pillar of triumph over fear. In each story, persistence and tenacity emerge as vital components. Life inevitably brings disappointments and setbacks, however, what truly defines success is the ability to stand up one more time than you fall. The stories of those who kept pushing, those who refused to let failure define them, illustrate that resilience isn't an innate trait, but rather something built through repeated perseverance. Support systems also play a crucial role. Familial ties, friendships, mentors, and communities can bolster courage and provide a safety net when stepping into the unknown. Knowing that there are people who believe in us, even when we struggle to believe in ourselves, can tip the scales from hesitation to action. Lessons learned through real life stories often highlight the profound impact of empathy and encouragement from others. On a practical level, many individuals discover that small, manageable steps can dismantle even their most paralyzing fears. Breaking down larger challenges into smaller, actionable steps makes the journey less daunting and more achievable. Progress may be slow, but it is progress nonetheless. This strategy teaches that consistency and incremental action rather than grand gestures often lead to sustainable change. Moreover, cultivating positive thinking cannot be overstated. Through methodical practices such as affirmations or visualization highlighted in previous sections, fear doesn't find fertile ground to flourish. The stories we've examined serve as reminders that optimism and a forward looking perspective are potent tools in the fight against fear's grip. Challenging negative thought patterns allows new, empowering beliefs to take their place. Lastly, these stories teach us that fear doesn't just vanish, it requires ongoing management and a proactive approach. It's an ongoing process, a cycle of recognizing fear, confronting it, learning from the experience, and then preparing to face new challenges. By adopting a mindset of continuous growth and learning, fear can become a catalyst for personal evolution and deeper understanding. Drawing on the lessons encapsulated in these real life experiences, we find a wealth of wisdom applicable to our own lives. Each story underscores that overcoming fear is a deeply personal journey, but one with universal themes. Reflecting on these lessons arms us with the tools and the inspiration needed to unfurl our own tales of courage and triumph. This transformation is not just about conquering fear, it's about embracing a fearlessly authentic life. Chapter 7, Taking Action Towards Fearless Living. As we've journeyed through understanding the nature of fear and harnessing courage, it's time to transform these insights into action. While acknowledging fear is an essential first step, true empowerment lies in the consistent actions we take, even when uncertainty looms large. The path towards fearless living is paved not with the absence of fear, but rather with the courage to act despite it. Setting goals is crucial to realizing a life unshackled by fear. Specific, measurable, and achievable goals serve as a compass, guiding us on this adventurous journey. Visualize what success looks like for you. Imagine the exhilaration of overcoming those self-imposed barriers. This picture serves as your North Star, yet it's not enough to merely set these goals. You must take measured risks that propel you forward, extending beyond your comfort zone, though never recklessly. With every step, momentum builds. Forward motion, however incremental, combats inertia. Take small, actionable steps each day and celebrate these victories regardless of size. These seemingly minor achievements build confidence over time, fueling further progress. Reinforce your commitment by surrounding yourself with those who inspire and support your journey. Their energy is contagious, and their belief in you can fortify your own. But why do so many of us stop before we begin? It's often the fear of failure. Ironically, fear of failure is fictional. It thrives in our imagination and feeds on our inaction. Think of failure as a valuable teacher rather than a relentless foe. Every stumble offers a lesson. To live fearlessly, shift your perception of failure from an endpoint to a pivotal part of the learning curve. This shift empowers you to take daring actions, knowing that each misstep provides wisdom to fine-tune your path. Maintaining momentum involves aligning your daily routines with your aspirations. Create habits that nurture your mind, body, and spirit. Start with the simple act of mindfulness. It fosters awareness of your fears and their triggers. With practice, mindfulness creates a space where you can choose action over reaction and courage over retreat. In this chapter, we've explored the transition from fear awareness to fearless action, which requires both strategy and heart. Remember that living fearlessly isn't about eradicating fear, it's about embracing it as a catalyst for bravery. You hold the power to redefine what fear means in your life. Let it be the impetus for growth, the spark for innovation, and a testament to your unwavering spirit. Your commitment to fearless living doesn't end here. Rather, it's continuously cultivated through conscious choice and persistent action. In your endeavors, you'll find that the most rewarding aspects of life exist just beyond the boundary of fear. With each action you take, you draw closer to a life that's not only fearless, but also wildly fulfilling and authentically yours, setting goals and taking risks. Taking action towards fearless living requires a strategic approach, one where setting goals and taking risks become central themes of your journey. This is not merely about bold moves, but about aligning your actions with your truest self, that part of you that yearns for authenticity and fulfillment. Imagine a life where you wake up each day, not just existing, but flourishing, driven by the goals you've thoughtfully set and the risks you're willing to embrace. To set meaningful goals, start by tapping into your inner self, the part of you that knows what truly satisfies and excites you. These goals should reflect your core values and aspirations. They needn't be grand or extraordinary by anyone else's standards but yours. Maybe it's starting a new business, pursuing a passion project, or simply taking more time to cultivate your personal growth. Whatever they are, these goals should align with the essence of who you are and who you're becoming. Risk taking, on the other hand, is where you confront the fear of failure head on. It involves stepping out of your comfort zone and challenging the limitations that you've placed on yourself. But why is risk so essential in this equation? It's because taking risks is often the gateway to opportunities and growth. When you take calculated risks, you're telling the universe you're ready to embrace the unknown, to learn, and to expand beyond your current capacity. Setting goals and taking risks is not an isolated task, but a continuous dance of adjusting and refocusing. At times, your aspirations might need refinement, or you might need to pivot due to unforeseen circumstances. It's crucial to remain flexible yet committed, allowing yourself the grace to adjust your path without losing sight of your ultimate vision. This adaptability is what transforms rigid goals into a living, breathing journey of growth. Let's talk about the fear of failure, which often holds people back from taking risks. The fear of the unknown, the potential embarrassment, and the possibility of losing what we hold dear can paralyze us. Yet each failure is a lesson cloaked in disguise, urging us to fine tune our efforts and try again. Consider the children who learn to walk, they fall, get up, and try endlessly without a trace of doubt. That relentless spirit is a fundamental part of us, too, urging us to keep going. In this process, self reflection becomes a powerful ally. Regularly assess your progress and reevaluate your intentions. Are the actions you're taking genuinely moving you closer to your goals? Reflect on what works, what doesn't, and where there might be room for improvement. Self reflection isn't about criticizing yourself, but about nurturing a deeper understanding of your journey and making informed choices to propel you forward. Support systems are invaluable here. Whether it's a mentor, a support group, or friends who encourage and challenge you, having external input can be crucial. They provide perspectives you might not have considered and hold you accountable to your vision. This network of support ensures that you're not walking this path alone, lending you strength and courage when you need it most. Ultimately, the act of setting goals and taking risks is a declaration of your commitment to living fearlessly. It's about crafting a life you're passionately engaged in and continually inspired by. Every step, no matter how daunting, brings you closer to the person you're destined to become. As you navigate this dynamic interplay of goal setting and risk taking, remember to savor each moment, the victories, the lessons, and the rich tapestry of experiences that shape your fearless adventure. Dare to dream, dare to act, and dare to embrace the unfamiliar. In doing so, you'll discover the boundless energy and potential that resides within you, paving the way for a life that's not just lived but celebrated in all its vibrant complexity. Maintaining momentum. In the journey towards fearless living, it's one thing to begin the process of transformation and quite another to sustain it. We often fan the flames of courage with an initial burst of enthusiasm, but gradually the fire starts to flicker. Maintaining momentum is about nurturing that spark within until it becomes a blazing inferno of determination. It's about cultivating an ongoing commitment to change, an endeavor that requires consistency, purpose, and a touch of self-love. Momentum thrives on clarity. Remaining aligned with the vision of your fearless self helps you stay on course. Visualize the life you want to lead, the person you're striving to become, and let that image be your guiding compass. Write these aspirations down in vivid detail, keep them close, and revisit them often. This practice turns abstract ideas into a tangible reminder of your potential and keeps your focus razor sharp. Moreover, momentum is deeply connected to passion. When your actions are linked to what you love, persistence becomes a natural byproduct. Identify elements within your goals that spark joy and fuel your soul. It might be the way you feel after a great presentation, the satisfaction of physical health, or the peace of a decluttered mind. Align your efforts with your passions, and your journey becomes a pleasurable pursuit rather than a wearying task. But how do you stay motivated on tough days? When obstacles appear insurmountable, resilience steps in. Build a network of support that encourages and sustains you. Communicate with people who understand your journey and whose insights and experiences fortify your resolve. Sharing your progress and setbacks in a community can be incredibly uplifting and serve as a reminder that you're never alone in this journey. Additionally, don't shy away from setbacks. They're integral to maintaining momentum. When you stumble, step back and assess what happened without judgment. Every misstep is a learning opportunity. Ask yourself what you can do differently next time and pivot accordingly. Resilience grows stronger in the soil of perseverance, and each fall offers a chance to rise higher. Celebration is another critical component. Recognize and honor your progress, no matter how small. Each victory deserves acknowledgement because it signifies growth. Celebrate the fear you faced, the risk you took, or simply the consistency you maintained. Acknowledging your success boosts your morale and provides a dopamine hit that fuels further action. So treat yourself to your favorite book, tell a friend, or simply take a moment to savor your achievements. It's also important to keep your goals flexible. Life is unpredictable and sometimes priorities shift. Be open to recalibrating your objectives when necessary. Flexibility doesn't mean giving up, it's about making the process work for you. What you plan today may need adjusting tomorrow, and that's perfectly okay. Stay committed to your overarching vision, but allow the path to that vision to evolve as you evolve. Consistency, the backbone of momentum, relies on habit formation. Crafting habits around your fearless actions ensures that progress becomes almost automatic. Begin with small, manageable steps. Consistency in even the smallest acts accumulates into significant change over time. Whether it's dedicating just 10 minutes a day to meditation, setting daily intentions, or reflecting nightly, these habits serve as the stepping stones on your path to fearless living. And remember, it's essential to practice self-compassion along the way. The journey towards living fearlessly can be demanding, but it's important to speak kindly to yourself throughout. Acknowledge your bravery in confronting fear. Be as patient with yourself as you would be with a close friend. Compassion reduces the inner resistance to progress, making way for steady momentum. Finally, engage your curiosity. Embrace the unknown and the potential it holds. Each day is a fresh opportunity to explore uncharted territories of your capabilities. Replace apprehension with wonder and observe how this shift powers your momentum. Curiosity breathes life into the mundane, transforming obstacles into mysterious challenges waiting to be explored. In essence, maintaining momentum hinges on a harmonious balance between action and intention. It's about nurturing a continual, almost dance-like flow that oscillates between strategy and spontaneity. By holding fast to your vision while navigating the curves of life with flexibility and grace, you cultivate the perseverance necessary for fearless living. Embodying these practices, you create a sustainable cycle of progress that propels you toward a life beyond fear, a life where momentum becomes not just an objective, but a deeply ingrained part of who you are. Conclusion. Our journey toward conquering fear and embracing a life of courage and success has brought us through a wide array of concepts, practices, and personal stories. As we conclude, it's useful to reflect on the essence of what we've covered and how these insights can fuel your ongoing transformation. The path to overcoming fear isn't about eliminating fear altogether. Instead, it's about transforming your relationship with it, turning it from a barrier into a bridge. Fear, as we learned, is a natural human emotion. It's rooted in our biology, hardwired into us for survival. But in our modern world, where dangers are less about physical survival and more about societal pressures and expectations, fear can become a hindrance rather than a help. Recognizing this is only the first step on a profoundly personal journey. Each chapter of our exploration emphasized the essential tools for embracing and transforming these feelings into something more powerful. It's not just awareness, but active engagement with fear that sets the stage for growth. The idea of fear as a teacher rather than an enemy opens up a world of possibilities. Think back on the personal stories shared in this book. Each one is a testament to the transformative power of confronting fears head on and the growth that stems from such bravery. These stories are mirrors reflecting our own potential. We are reminded that courage isn't the absence of fear, it's the decision to move forward despite it. Building self confidence is a crucial pillar in this transformation. The exercises we've practiced are meant to weave confidence into the very fabric of our day to day lives. Embracing vulnerability, rather than shying away from it, becomes an act of courage itself. When we allow ourselves to be vulnerable, we open up to true connection, both with ourselves and with others. It's in those moments of honesty that we find authentic strength. Positive thinking acts as a powerful ally on this journey. By harnessing affirmations and visualization, we're not just dreaming of a better reality, we're crafting it. These tools empower us to shift our mindset, allowing us to perceive challenges as opportunities rather than obstacles. It's about picturing a self that doesn't merely survive within fear's constraints, but thrives beyond them. Of course, all the knowledge in the world means little without action. Our discussions have been underscored by the irreplaceable value of taking decisive steps toward a life unburdened by fear. We explored how setting purposeful goals and daring to take risks can pave the way to fearlessness. It's these actions that anchor our journey from intention to reality, securing the momentum necessary to continue pushing boundaries. As you move forward, remember that progress is a continuum. There will be times when fear resurfaces, but each instance presents a new opportunity for growth. Through resilience, we learn to weather these fluctuations with grace. It's essential to maintain the practices that nurture our newfound courage, ensuring that the seeds we've planted continue to blossom into a vibrant, fearless existence. In closing, take a moment to honor the commitment you've made to yourself through this journey. Empowerment and inspiration aren't just themes in the pages of a book, they are active, living forces within you. Continue to embrace the lessons learned, transform fear into courage, and step boldly into the future that awaits. As you do, you'll discover that the journey itself is both the path and the destination toward creating a life filled with success, resilience, and profound fulfillment.